I never realized that in my 30s it would be so hard to find a guy that's street smart, but can also watch a movie and understand what's happening the entire time. Like, who knew?
I wanna be where the sugar daddies are. I wanna see them spending their money on, what's that word again? Me.
I keep seeing all these videos on TikTok talking about, oh, why don't the niggas yearn no more? Men don't yearn anymore. They don't yearn for women anymore because they're yearning for the boys. They're gay. These niggas are gay. They like boys. That's why they don't yearn for women, baby.
Hi, I'm Sam, I'm 33, I'm single, and I have a PSA for the single men, okay? If a girl asks you for a FaceTime call before a date, you do not need to take it from your corporate desk setup and have your camera like be moving with you. This is not an interview, this is a vibe check. You can be comfy on your couch.
The one-sided effort from these modern women is absolutely horrendous. It's horrendous, man. And modern women think that men should be happy about this type of stuff.
Can someone tell me why there are so many single men in Brisbane? I just feel like there's an epidemic of single men. I made a video asking for one man to be part of my music video, and I had hundreds of DMs saying that they lived in Brisbane and they were single.
You motherfuckers wish I were me. I got my beautiful, fat baby girl making me some chilaquiles and some pancakes. Now, if y'all wondering why I'm so fat, it's because of her.
If a girl keeps looking at you, this is what it means. So if a girl keeps looking at you, this is her way of communicating that she finds you attractive. And it is an invitation for you to come approach her. A girl is almost never going to come up to you first and tell you that she likes you. Even if she thinks you're the most attractive guy she has ever seen, she's still not going to come up to you. So as a man, it is your job to be able to read and understand these signs and then take the initiative. And if you need help with approaching women, then comment the word approach and I'll send you a free training.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
If you are wondering what dating is like, I just got out of the gym and I watched a couple walk to their car and the man opened the door for her to his car. And I reflexively, like instinctively, was just like, oh my God, that was awesome. Chuckled. And I was like, yeah, the bar is really in hell. The fact that him opening up a door for his lady was so shocking that it like made me audibly say something. That's what dating's like right now.
Modern women are way too entitled, man. And you're going to be wondering why men pull back. You're going to be wondering why only Chad and Tyrone are looking at you. It's because you're entitlement, man.
This is where most guys lose it after the approach. They start interviewing her. Where are you from? What do you do? Or trying way too hard to be funny. Instead, I will say it again, keep it simple. Make an observation, tease a little, and keep it light. Something like, you seem like trouble, I can already tell. Now you've created a vibe instead of an interview. You're not trying to impress her, you're seeing how she responds to you. If she's smiling and teasing back, engaging, you're doing it right.
6.5% of married Black couples are below the poverty line. It's not very different from married couples in the United States. So the whole country, which includes Black people, the whole country, it's 4.6% of married couples are below the poverty line. Families that are headed by single women are 31% below the poverty line. That is insane.
This is why I always tell you, when you meet a guy, you're looking for an established guy, okay? A man who has accomplished the things that you have accomplished, all right? You cannot have a successful relationship with a broke man. A broke man cannot do anything for you but cause you problems, okay? Not only that, it's no fun being in a relationship with a broke man. No, he doesn't have to be a rich man, okay? But he needs to be a man who has his own, all right? And who can do things for you as his woman, all right?
Fine.
Perfect.
You know, modern women, they want a man to communicate effectively, but the way that they talk, they truly don't understand that it's gonna turn a man off, to be honest with you.
I don't know what it's like to be single in this day and age. And I can imagine. So at some point you're just like, if I keep having these high standards, I'm never going to meet somebody.
Yeah.
What I would say is keep your intrinsic standards high and your extrinsic ones low. And what I mean by that is keep your standards of how you like to be treated emotionally really high. Do you like text back? Do you like labels? Do you like regular dates? Keep that high, or regular time together. That doesn't even have to be dates. Keep that high, but keep your extrinsic values. Like, does he take me on holidays? Is he going to buy me this? Is he sent me flowers? Keep those low. They're not relevant in the long run.
I'm not a woman, but if I was a woman, I'm not opening my door. I'm not paying at a restaurant. I'm not choosing where to go eat. I'm not making the plans for the evening. If I was a woman, I would demand that I be treated like a queen, to be honored, respected, cherished, and valued. I would demand it because my standards would be so high for my life that the only man that could possibly ever think of being with me is a man that is fully in his masculine. And that's when you stop attracting little boys and you start attracting real men, is when you decide that you're worth it.
You know, modern women are going to keep on disrespecting men over and over again. And they're going to keep on seeing men say, deuce, see you later. And that's really honestly and truly going to be your fault.
What advice would you give to single men?
For single men who are wanting to date and pursue a woman, that the most important thing is to be a man of consistency, faithful to pray and memorize scriptures, because it's by observing the person of Christ, I believe, that we are actually formed into the person worthy of following and leading out a relationship. I have men in my life that I trust more than myself, whether it's financial understanding, relational understanding, walking out purity. I would say having men of God that are around me and just doing life with me has been the most important thing for consistency.
What many women don't get about men and masculinity is that men need to be masculine. It's baked into their DNA. Women often say they want a strong, masculine man, but then they try to control them, which only weakens them. Trying to control him doesn't make him stronger. It either emasculates him or creates problems that are hard to fix. I don't know about you, but I personally have never felt safe around an emasculated man. The truth is, the more feminine a woman is, the more a man can lean into his masculinity, which makes us safe.
Do you think it's okay for a woman to approach a man?
100%. We're gonna do that tonight.
So what's your game plan? When you see a nice guy, what are you gonna do? Like, explain to me the game plan.
You need to ask my wingman. I have no idea to tell you.
So you're just taking, this is your first time?
Yeah. Smile. Say, how are you? What's your name?
How is dating life in Miami compared to Israel?
Sucks.
Why is that?
Guys don't approach anymore. It's only dating app. And it sucks.
You don't see guys approaching girls anymore?
Not anymore. Because I feel like because they have the dating apps and can do swipe left, swipe right. So they're like...
So how does that culture of dating apps affect the dating in real life, in your opinion?
Because I feel like it's very shallow. I think that it's like approaching to someone and get the vibe and know the person is way better.
I don't think modern women realize that men are sitting back and they're listening to what you say. That's why they're seeing, oh, shoot, that's a red flag. You're telling them, these are my issues.
Let's talk about this comment for a second, especially the last part. Straight man that doesn't need their life energy to survive. If a man doesn't need a woman's energy to survive, he's he had to specify that this is straight man. I don't agree with that. No straight man craves to live with his bro as a roommate. All go on dating apps looking for women. If they didn't want women, they would isolate themselves. Men want to be close with women. They want to be vulnerable with women. They want to love women. A man doesn't need that. He's gay. What are you talking about? I think you have it all confused. Are you gay?
Here are 10 signs that she is not wifey material. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, does not take accountability for her actions, lacks humility. Number 2, unwilling to compromise. Number 3, selfish or egocentric. Number 4, highly attention seeking to her own detriment. Number 5, does not know how to communicate effectively. Either she doesn't do it or she doesn't have the tools to communicate effectively. Number 6, lazy, lacks ambition. Number 7, driven by superficial and insecure impulses. Number 8, easily influenced by other people's opinions. Number 9, acts entitled to things she ain't entitled to. Number 10, when they have not healed from their past trauma, when you are in constant comparison with her past.
I don't know if modern women, I don't know if they went to a school for this, but there's a degree in nagging and making people's life a living hell. But that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, from my video that went a bit mental when I was saying, where are all the men on the night out? Well, guess what? Bieber's off on a night out. So, I will update you tomorrow if there's any men. Well, there will be men. Of course there'll be men. But I mean, like, they're either old men or they're like young men. So, we'll see what happens tonight. And I'll give you a little update tomorrow on what men there were or weren't. Probably more there weren't, I am guessing. So, yes. They're not out there because they've all said they're not out there. They're all at home, protecting their peace like the princesses that they are. No offence, but I'll let you know tomorrow.
The number one reason why men don't pursue women like that anymore, particularly in the age group of 18 to 30, is why I'm gonna text some woman only for her to text me back an hour and a half later after getting the Mario coins knocked out of her. Okay? Okay? I'm not the one. I ain't the one. The one who get played like a poop butt. See, I'm from the streets. I'm not about to text you. You getting the Mario coins knocked out of your ass. No. The way these women easily, I'm not about to text and chase no down. There ain't no way. I'm about to chase after a woman, throw her around the city like they be doing it. No.
Modern women don't really understand that men can see that you're selfish. You're not going to want to do anything for him. And that's why he says, you know what? I don't know if we match. I don't know if we're good for each other. It's not you. It's me.
It's like, I feel like in America, chivalry is kind of dead, you know, but then you hear like, I don't know, you see a lot of Italians on TikTok and they're like, how could you treat a woman this way? You know, like, it's good. Don't want to do nothing. They want to ask you what you bring to the table and all that. They want to know how much you make. I don't know why that even matter. If I'm not asking you about your money, I'm sure you shouldn't be asking me about mine. Like, you a man.
I mean, open the door. It depends if they want. They gonna have some chivalry. That's just what it is. Like,
the man is no longer a man. You know, I'm gonna start with the food we're eating, the things we're being taught, just the rhetoric, the propaganda, the feminism.
Pick the you want to give chivalry to. You pick the you want to actually really. I'm gonna cater to her. I'm gonna really like her.
Survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? Women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled. That's a catch. We're too picky about the things that don't matter at all for long-term romantic happiness, but we're not picky enough about the things that actually do matter. Men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date. And men named 3 things. They said she has to be cute enough, she has to be warm and kind, and she has to be interesting to talk to. Reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. And we're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And there were things like he wore a brown belt with black shoes. Or we were having a really good time and I thought he was cute and he was interesting. But then he did this Austin Powers impression and I just can't get that out of my mind and I can't go out with him again. Maybe he was just nervous. The guys who are bad first daters might be great life partners. You don't know.
Agreed. I made a video about this where I've done this before and it turned into a date. I've also done this before. It has not turned into a date. That's fine. It's about building the social skills to learn how to make conversation with people in a way that's genuine, not because you're looking for a specific outcome, but because you actually want to put yourself out there and get to know other people. Women and men should both be doing this. We're not doing it because our phones play a huge role in this. I've talked a lot about this. But also, it's like this fear of rejection. And of course, we all are going to carry that. But what if we learn to reframe rejection as not a failure, but like a redirection in life? You know, the more you kind of get comfortable with putting yourself in uncomfortable situations that are for the benefit of your own personal growth and development, the more resilient you are to things that don't work out your way. So yeah, women can also approach men, but men can grow the balls to approach women.
Why do you think dating is hard?
Because of social media. Social media got these chicks thinking that they got options that they don't have. So they only got bread and then turn around and be mad when them type of dudes who got a bunch of money want every. See, women only want to deal with dudes who don't have no opinion. That's why you see a lot of these bad chicks with these goofy. We ain't gonna challenge them on nothing. We ain't gonna ask them no questions. They can talk too crazy and disrespect them because they don't want no structure. They scared of real men, you feel me? What did you say? I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. Not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
One time when I was 21, I was dating a guy, and I asked him one time why he never pulled out a chair for me or opened my car door or really held any door open for me in general. He looked me dead in my face and said, "You're an adult grown woman with 2 functioning arms. Why would I do that?" I thought that was pretty crazy, pretty rude, pretty disrespectful. Fast forward, I'm 25 years old. I start dating another guy, and I tell him this story to kind of gauge, like, where are you at? If you agree with him, maybe I should rethink some things. But nope, he says, "Oh wow, that's so crazy. Like, how could he do that?" Perfect. 2 months into our relationship, this man has yet to do a single one of those things. So I confront him, and I'm like, "Hey, how come you never do any of these things?" He almost gives me the exact same answer as my other ex-boyfriend. I'm staring at him, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for it to click, you know? Like, I'm waiting for him to remember that I've actually, like, come to him before and, like, brought this up as a behavior that I found very disrespectful, and it did not click. I actually had to refresh his memory. And he, like, had no real defense other than I'm an independent woman and I can do things myself, so.
If you're a single guy in the Chicagoland area and you're ready to meet your next significant other, then keep on listening because I have a fun opportunity. Last year I did speed dating and it resulted in a lot of great connections. A lot of cool people met each other. And this year I'm actually going to resume it in like late spring, early summer. But before that, I also want to kick off another project, which I'm actually even more excited because I think this can actually really genuinely work, especially, again, if you're a single guy looking to be in a relationship, something truly, truly meaningful. So you're going to want to skip the dating apps, actually, because my proposal is I want to start interviewing single men on the street. With obviously those who are interested, contact me. But I want to interview men who are genuinely looking for a true connection, a true relationship, and really just interview you, talking about like who you are, what your values are, what your goals are, what you're looking for in a relationship. Put that video on my platform, using my platform for social awareness, and hopefully have women reach out wanting to connect with you because they align with whatever you said. So I'm trying to be that middle person that connects two people together. So if you're interested, you're ready to put yourself out there, you're looking for a relationship, contact me and we'll get started.
If you want to attract your dream husband that is going to cherish you in your marriage, watch this. People will tell you to just have really high standards for a first date, but instead you want to focus on how safe and cherished do I feel by this man by a period of time. Because any man can take you to a really nice restaurant and tell you good things. Only your husband that is going to truly cherish you, going to make you feel safe for a long period of time through his consistency, his intentionality with you. you. Because as women, it's actually the little things that make a big difference. You start paying more attention not to just what the man is doing or who he is, specifically, how is a man making you feel when you're not with him and when you are? How do you feel in your body? Do you feel peace or do you feel anxiety or stress? Because God is not a God of confusion, and your husband is going to allow you to feel so much peace when you're with him and when you're not. You truly found a man that makes you feel so safe in his presence and throughout a long period of time. That's when you know that you actually found a man worth committing to.
100%.
Wow. So
twice as many women under the age of 30 are in a relationship versus men under the age of 30. 3 million millennial men have given up on dating. They're not even trying.
Yeah, I'm in groups with a lot of them. Here's one thing I would, so how does it start? So let's say, like, how does it kind of start? So if a lot of people are growing up, because it feels like a lot of times that a lot of our media or our society has wanted to break up the nuclear family, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's sometimes like I buy into that. You know, I grew up outside of a regular family like you did. And so, you know, you definitely see the side effects of that. You know, like I have siblings that went kind of errant ways and found, you know, hope and purpose and friendship in people that were making poor choices. You know, I got kind of lucky and found some friends that were doing the opposite kind of, but not having that role model, I think, in the home probably is probably a big start. So if that's something big that's going on, how do we, like where do we even start with that, you know? Like, how do you start to fix the family first, I guess? I mean, what do you fix first?
If your man woke you up at 2 a.m., he said, baby, can you cook me a meal? Would you cook your man a meal if he woke you up at 2 a.m.?
No. Just being honest.
What about you, Kiki?
It all depends on how I'm feeling.
All right, it depends.
Oh, another depends.
It depends on the situation.
Here's another question. If an intruder broke inside the house, would you or would you not expect your man to go downstairs and handle that break at the door? Natasha.
Absolutely.
Allie.
Yes.
Kiki.
All I'm saying is if you don't, it's over after that.
Yeah, I would expect that.
What I've heard was that a woman's wifey duty is based off her feelings, right? It depends on how I feel. But the man's duty of protecting you, it's mandatory. How is it a fair deal?
These are so different. Like,
yeah,
one is like you're even the same situation. One is like you're both about to die, maybe. Right, and if you don't do it, you're going to die too.
So it's not about the situation. It's about what the man is attracted to, and it's about what the woman is attracted to. The man is attracted to femininity, submissiveness. The woman is attracted to masculinity, protecting and providing. So if you're not giving what we are naturally attracted to, it's not a fair deal if we have to always give you what you're naturally attracted to. That's going to protect you. Make sense?
You're scared to be alone. And you would rather be with any piece of somebody rather than being by yourself. And the sad part is, you know, whatever little piece you're getting is probably taking more from you than he's giving. You know, you're doing things for him. You are taking time for him from your children. He's not adding to you at all. And the fear of just not having a man, so you'll take any kind of man that can do whatever he wants. I mean, that's such a sad way to live. You're not divorcing a guy that you haven't seen forever. For some reason, you feel you need to be connected to a guy. You're a grown woman. You're a beautiful woman. You're an educated woman. You are going to school. You have 2 children. You can make it on your own. You don't have to be a punching bag for somebody else's ego in order to be okay. Let that go. Let that go. You are not defined by who you're with or if you have anybody at all. You are defined by the progress that you make within yourself and for your children. And he's blocking your light. You spending your time chasing around a guy who's got nothing to offer you. He doesn't even have fidelity to offer you. And you're taking it. You know what I mean? Nothing.
A man who's thinking about you will open the door without being told. A man who's not thinking about you doesn't do it.
That's it. That's the whole point. When a man opens your door, he's telling you something without words. He's telling you that he don't mind inconveniencing himself for your experience. He's telling you he's present. He's telling you he's thinking about you before he thought about himself. And that's not small. That's the foundation of everything that you want from him later on. A man who has a problem with it, get argumentative, make you feel like you're doing too much over a door, pay attention to those reactions. Because if he can't do something so small without feeling resistance, he will not show it for you for bigger things. It would trickle down, and it always does. You're not being dramatic. You're not starting problems. You're just communicating early how you want to be treated. If he can't receive that without giving attitude, he gave you all the information that you need without you having to give up too much of anything. What he does in that moment is going to tell you how attentive he's going to be around every single thing that you ever need. You have to learn to communicate your values and your boundaries early on, not just in your physical appearance, but also how you choose to carry yourself. But that's a different topic. Yeah. Being firm on your boundaries and the type of treatment that you expect from men is a natural filter. Weak men are going to cry, they're going to throw fits, and they're going to trickle off. The moment that you compromise on your boundaries or expectations that you have for that man, he is going to exploit that weakness that you have shown him. He's going to use that to his advantage. This is why it's very important to be rooted in your identity and self-respect. The man who respects your boundaries is going to find this very attractive. He's actually going to be more attractive to you because you're not falling for anything, which means that not a lot of men got this far with you. So he's going to appreciate the fact that he got this far with you. Overall, it's going to enhance your dating experience. The door was never the point. His awareness to you was. The door just make it easy for you to spot it early on.
So, I'm probably opening up a can of worms with this, but it's been on my heart, and I know I'm going to probably get attacked, but I'm just curious. I would just love to have a conversation. Can we do that? Specifically for Christian women. Do you ever feel like we've been lied to about marriage? Like, not about God and not about the commitment and the covenant, like I understand that part. I'm talking about what we're supposed to tolerate inside of the marriage, okay? Because I keep seeing this pattern where women are expected to be Proverbs 31 women, but nobody is asking men to be Proverbs 1 through 30 men. Like, we're told to be patient and nurturing, forgiving, to hold the whole home together, regulate the emotions, carry the mental load, pray more, serve more, submit more. And if we're exhausted, all of our friends in the church just say, that's marriage, that's normal, that's just the way that it is. But I'm starting to question, like, how much of what we're calling normal marriage struggles are actually just women over functioning while men are very under-equipped. Like, if a woman is constantly pouring, leading emotionally, holding everything together, that's not biblical leadership. She's in survival. That's not the man leading the family as he's supposed to. And when the church keeps telling her to just pray harder, stay softer, endure longer, this is normal. Are we actually helping marriages, or are we just teaching women how to disappear inside of them? And I know that marriage is hard, obviously. Like, I know. Two people, two backgrounds, two nervous systems trying to build one life together. Of course it's hard. How hard is normal? Like, where is the line between this takes work and this is quietly breaking me? Because I don't think the problem is God. I think it might be what we've normalized in the name of marriage. And I don't know. I just feel like more women are starting to feel this, but nobody is really talking about it and saying it out loud.
Modern women don't really understand that when you start disrespecting a man, then pretty much everything else is shaky at that point in time. And you really don't have a chance if you're not respecting the man.